So why do kids naturally hate vegetables? Most parents have lived this moment. You cook a meal, you add vegetables, you feel proud of yourself. And your kid takes one look at the plate and reacts like you're trying to poison them. Cue the frustration, cue the bargaining, cue the quiet spiral of what am I doing wrong? Here's the thing, kids hating vegetables is not a failure of parenting. It actually has to do with biology. And once you understand why, the whole dynamic changes. So there's actually an evolutionary problem with vegetables. For most of human history, eating the wrong plant could kill you. Plants can be bitter, they can be toxic, and they can cause sickness hours later, sometimes even death. That made plants far riskier than foods like meat or starches. So humans evolved kind of like a defense system. Bitterness equals danger. That wiring is especially strong in children because, let's face it, they stick everything in their mouths. Eat first, ask questions later. Kids experience bitterness more intensely than adults do. They actually have more taste buds, and those taste buds are more sensitive to bitter compounds found in many vegetables. So when a kid says broccoli tastes bad, they're not being dramatic. Their brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do: protect them. So why bitterness hits kids harder? This part often surprises parents. Children don't just dislike vegetables more emotionally, they perceive them different physically. Their nervous systems are still developing. Their sensory input is turned way up. What tastes mildly bitter to you and to me can taste aggressively bitter to them. This isn't preference, it's just perception. And you can't out-discipline a nervous system. So why do adults like vegetables more? This is kind of where things can get confusing because adults often do like vegetables, but that doesn't mean vegetables magically got better. It means your brain learned that they were safe to eat. Repeated exposure teaches your nervous system, this didn't kill me, this didn't make me sick, this food belongs here. Over time, bitterness stops registering as danger and starts registering as flavor. That's not maturity, that's not willpower, that's learning. Why forcing vegetables can actually backfire. When kids are pressured to eat vegetables, something subtle happens. The food becomes emotional. It's no longer just about the broccoli. It's broccoli plus stress, control, power struggles, and disappointment. And brains are excellent at remembering that combination. So the vegetable becomes associated with tension, not nourishment. That's how picky eating gets reinforced instead of resolved. Now let's add another layer to this problem. Kids are wired to love sweet foods. Sweetness signals calories, safety, and fast energy. In nature, sweet foods were rarely poisonous. So when a kid compares vegetables to cookies, vegetables will lose every single time. Not because kids are spoiled, because survival wiring hasn't gotten the memo that we live near grocery stores now. And our modern food actually makes this so much harder. This part didn't exist for most of human history. Kids today are exposed to very sweet foods, very salty foods, and very consistent flavors. Vegetables are quite literally the exact opposite. They vary, they're unpredictable, they kind of look a little weird, and they taste different cooked different ways. So vegetables aren't just bitter, they're uncertain. And uncertainty is something kids' brains are especially sensitive to. So this isn't about training our kids. A lot of food advice treats kids like little projects. Expose them enough times, hide vegetables and sauces, reward them for eating good foods. Some of that will work short term, but liking vegetables long term usually comes from a neutral exposure, total autonomy, and just time. Kids are more likely to accept vegetables when they feel safe, unpressured, and in control, not when food becomes a literal test. So why does autonomy matter so much? When kids feel forced, their brains switch modes. Instead of learning, they defend. When kids feel choice, their brains stay curious. Even if they don't eat the vegetable, they're still gathering information, smell, texture, and context. That learning really counts. So why does our taste change over time? This part is crucial. Kids don't stay like this forever. Taste buds change, sensitivity decreases, brains learn patterns. Most adults who like vegetables were not born liking them. They learned quietly, gradually, and without pressure, which means kids who hate vegetables aren't broken, it's just too early. So what actually does help? This isn't a parenting manual, but patterns are clear. What helps most is actually repeated exposure without pressure, seeing adults eat vegetables casually, vegetables prepared in different ways, and getting kids involved in the cooking process, and letting kids decide how much they eat. What actually helps the least is forcing bites and labeling foods as good or bad. One builds trust, the other builds resistance. So why does this matter beyond dinner? Food battles aren't just about food. They really teach kids whether hunger is trustworthy, whether fullness is safe, whether eating is calm or stressful. Vegetables are often the first place this lesson shows up. How it's handled echoes for years. So what's the takeaway here? Kids aren't rejecting vegetables because they're stubborn or difficult. They're responding to bitterness, sensory sensitivity, and survival instincts that have kept humans alive for thousands of years. Your kid isn't failing at eating. Their brain is doing the job it was hardwired to do. And eventually, it will learn new rules. So the good news is, most kids who hate vegetables didn't grow into adults who hate them. They grow into adults who learned slowly, which makes this worth asking, what food did you hate as a kid that you genuinely like now as an adult?